hit the like button, whatever it is, because we got everything y'all need, man. Listen, and what you ain't looking for, you gonna be looking for it then.
Scribe or Deebo gonna whoop your ass.
Now, this Seattle Cardinals game, bro, I did not see this thing going and ending up where it was at 20-23, dude. Like the first quarter, I'm thinking, something go happen. It's gonna go wild, like, but not really. I think the biggest thing that happened was the fourth down that Seattle went for. They didn't convert it. When they didn't convert that, they gave Arizona a short field. And hell, I think the second play, dude, Arizona had an interception. Yeah, they had an
Yes,
interception.
they had a pick
They
early.
got lucky. It got back. They got it back. And then they were able to, I think they hit a run for maybe like 10, 15. They got a face mask that advanced another
He
15.
went to throw a 10. The first pick that they got was when he went to throw the dig to Marvin Harrison Jr. And
Yeah.
he quit on the route. That was the one thing I didn't like. You got to keep running.
I wouldn't say he quit on. I would say he didn't
stopped.
think that it was going to go to
He's
him,
gonna go
so
that
he
way. Okay,
slowed
no.
down,
So he
stopped.
slowed
Yeah,
down, trying
even
to
if
make
he had, from the way he threw it, even if he had dug through that, I don't think he would have still caught it.
No, I don't think he would have caught it, but at least we could have played we could have played DB. We could at least broke it up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Your quarterback was believing it. So that was the one. And then they ended up getting that back though.
yeah, yeah.
But
And then,
so,
like I said, they moved, got a little run, a penalty advanced, and then false start basically made them have to settle for the field goal. So, but Seattle comes right out. I think it was 6, 7 plays.
Yep.
They had a pass of like 12. The touchdown was 16. A run
Sam Darnold.
like 10. Another one for 21. They 7-3 now. It's, I'm thinking it's about to be they about to roll them or something. And then the first possession they get back, Arizona, he gets sacked like 2 times. No, he gets sacked once. I think it was second down, then it was a scramble on the third, and they end up having to punt. I don't know, right? I don't know. I'm thinking then like it's more of a, I don't know, maybe it might end up being a possessional thing. First quarter, people sometimes don't play up to the potential that they could, be playing to. And then Marvin goes and he was just out of character, I guess. He dropped the pass, they tip, interception. Seattle gets the ball, they're driving, and the dang on running back, he stalls him out. You going throw the ball at him. You got to talk to him without a flag. You got to point the ball at him without a flag. And then you said, "The hell with it, let me throw it." And now you get 10. You killed the drive.
Yes.
Oh man,
Self-inflicted wounds on the Seahawks part on that part. Just a little discipline, like the holding. We had a holding a little bit later, and then on that play, you know what I'm saying? So I think they definitely, a lot of the stuff that happened to them was more they can be in control of it. It's just emotions. Like you can't on a holding, and then on that play, like you said, he got away with the first thing. Taunton put the ball up to his face, and then he still threw the ball at him. I'm like, Walker, that's the triple crown joint. You definitely gonna
right. You ain't know when to stop. You ain't know when good enough. It was good enough. Arizona do nothing with the ball. Seattle come back out. They hit like a 32, 24. I think dude scrambled for about 15, 20. And then, the PI, that put them right there. They score again. It's 13 it's 14-3.
14-3.
Yeah. And, basically at the end of the half, Kyler is almost picked on the first one, and then he's sacked and pressured, and the half ends. So you go out there, and I think Darnold went like, he didn't have a bunch of yards, like maybe 8 of 11, something like that, for 120, 125. Kyler, he had 2 picks, 14-23. I don't even think it was 100 yards, like 80, 85 yards, something like that. And Arizona only had like 107 yards, bro. Like,
in the first half?
In the first half, that's not what you want to, that's not what you want to start, dude.
No, not at all. And then we legitimately, with those first 2, he had 2 picks, 2 turnovers in the first half. They ended up getting one back, and then they got 3 points off of with a field goal. But that's not that's not what you need on your offense for sure.
No question. But then AZ, they come out begin the third. The boys get a sack fumble, but they let Seattle recover it. And they end up getting 3 up out of that. So we had what 13, no, 3-17, something
17-3.
like that. Yeah.
17-3.
Dude, again, Kyler was under pressure all night, dude. Like,
He got sacked 6 times.
yes, dude. The next possession, dude, he's pressured. They get a holding call. Like, then they got a punt again. Like, it's but the defense did finally show up though. They did 3 and out, I think a couple possessions later or something like that.
Third quarter defense was good.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. They did a 3 and out. I think Arizona was driving the ball, but I think they got sacked twice. Yeah, they got sacked twice and ended up having to settle for a field goal that got behind the change. So you know how that go.
I think that was because basically they had the Jackson Smith for jig, but they had to run. They got it all the way down there, and then he did the holding. He got called for holding. He almost got the double flag because that's when he pulled out to the ref. They caught him walking by him on live TV. Ref, that's some bullshit. And the referee looked at him like he wanted to.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't think that was a hold. That's one of them situations where you get hit and you get ran over, and you just the hand goes up. You know what I mean? I don't know if he really pulled him in like they was trying to say he did. I don't know
for sure. But that's another play that happened. That was the flag there. It was on him, and that was another play that kind of stalled another one of their drives. I think Seahawks, like I said, they could have beat them I think they could have beat the Cardinals by a lot more. It was more close than it looked, and especially the Seahawks. The Cardinals played a great fourth quarter. You're about to get into that, but at the beginning of the game, it looked like the Seahawks should have definitely been beating them by a lot more than they were.
They should have. I mean, they didn't. Like I said, you had penalties that slowed them down. Even after it was 16-7. You know, Seattle comes out and they go 14 plays and they only get a field goal because they had 2 penalties. One was a holding, and the other was a false start. So they end up settling for another field goal. It was 3 field goals there that could have turned into 7 points right there.
Yep.
And from that point, Kyler Murray kind of does what he needs to do and takes it sort of into his hands, and he just, he's like, you know what, I'm just scrambling up out of here. I think he hit for almost 30, and then they had that huge PI
call.
That put him at the 9.
And then
again, he gets sacked again, and I'm thinking, oh, they about to be stuck. But Marvin finally comes through 16-yard. Dude, when he caught that ball, I thought he was about to cry or something.
Oh, bro,
how long he stayed down there.
Because he's been dropping the ball a lot, his season hasn't been going the way he wanted. It's been previous games he's been dropping the ball, so he knows he's good. He knows he's not playing to his ability. And then them 2 plays before, like him dropping the one and it coming off of his fingertips and turning into a turnover. You know what I'm saying? Like he sees stuff. He feels very emotional. And I could tell he cares. He wants to be great. So just being able to get in the end zone, you know what I'm saying? Trying to fight back, doing a really good job in the fourth quarter, coming up with some third down conversions and catching that pass. I know it was emotional. You know what I'm saying? Just because
for sure.
I've been fighting for my fucking life.
But I ain't listen, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. After Seattle missed that field goal, you know me. It's signs. You know how
your conspiracy theory.
I'm like, oh man, I think that they gave Arizona a shot now. And what AZ do? They came back out there, 4th down, they converted that thing, bro. Tied it up 2020. I'm like, oh my goodness, they might lose this game. And the kicker doesn't get the ball into the drop zone. Puts him at the 45. Darnold completes like a 20-25 yarder. And then they do a little run, and the field goal, the kicker get to come back out and redeem himself.
That's why I'm gonna respect Darnold. He went out there, he made a play. The kicker, you gotta get it into the drop zone. Right now, protecting the field goal kickers are kicking the ball, Deebo, from way deeper. We had to protect the 35-yard line. Now you gotta protect damn near the 50. So kick the ball deep and get the ball, like make a tackle within the 20, within the 25, knowing you gotta stop at least 2 first downs. You got to stop 25 yards. The one thing I do respect from the defense was they didn't play bail. They didn't just back up and
Yes.
lead to it. That was man to man. That was a great throw and catch that they had to perform. It was tight coverage, and they back shouldered it to get Jackson Smith and Jigba and Darnold made that play. It wasn't just like nobody on them. So I respect them for that, but that's why I feel like Darnold and them got credit for that. But at the end of the day, punt the ball deep. So I mean, kick the ball off deep. Don't get him all the way starting at the 40. So they need damn near 10 yards to be within these new kickers field goal range. So I think they did make a great play. You know what I'm saying? They had to do that. They didn't just play that backup defense. That man threw a great back shoulder fade. Smith and Jigba got his feet in. It was beautiful. But I think they needed to do better coverage. And then right there, I mean, it was a great play on the offense.
Yeah. They need more. They need more Marvin Harrison. Kyler said after the game, he said he loved the way that he fought back and continued to play hard and continued to make plays. Obviously, he's probably going to go home thinking about that shit. But at the end of the day, again, it's football. We all make mistakes, but he continued to battle. I think that's a good job of Kyler, being a leader and, instilling, some confidence into, his young player and letting him know, this is not the end all. Anything could be turned around, just like you said. Dude had bad three quarters. And in the fourth quarter, he was a big part of why they were able to turn it around.
Yep. 1,000%. I think that's a real great job of Kyler, just giving his receiver that motivation and letting him know he's still there with him, and being able to fight through the first couple of quarters. I know you didn't mean to drop the ball. It's not your intent to drop out. It ends on how emotionally he is with it. So I think it's a really good, his quarterback supporting him. And, just continue to, you got it. Just, he knows, you know what I'm saying? So like, people are like, man, you got to catch the ball. It's like this. Obviously, I know Marvin Harrison Jr. knows this more than we do. He's going to be out there he's going to have to just do better. He's going to have to get it done.
Yeah, Arizona needs to do better. I mean, the offensive line has to do better.
Yeah.
Too many pressures, too many sacks. Kyler needs to be able to throw the ball downfield, I think he had, I don't know, maybe it was 7 or 8 passes that were actually behind the line of scrimmage. And Marvin obviously has to get out of the funk. He has to go in there and play better. Yeah. And their defense, they need to be more consistent. They gave up way too many explosive plays, So
Jigba was eating on the outside. Walker was breaking through a lot of those runs. Darnold was converting. Darnold was doing a good job too, just using his legs, hitting Jackson Smith when he needed to. So I mean, I was honestly looking at the Seahawks like they were playing a really good game.
Yeah, it's a really good game. Darnold did pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Over there.
He wasn't turning the ball over.
Right. 18 to 26, 240 yards, touchdown, I think he's starting to earn a little bit of that, 3-year, $100 million contract that Seattle gave him.
Come on, man. That's right around that 33 a year. When you got dudes making 60, 55, that's just boom. Stay keeping it. And when you say 33 is keeping it afloat, that's that dough. So he's chilling.
No question. He doing what his pay. He's doing what his pay says he should be able to do.
Boom. Right there. You know what I'm saying? And I love it. And just making sure, and then, man, maintaining the ship. You don't got to do too much. 1 touchdown, 0 turnovers.
The defense is doing well. I didn't think they were as good as they were because, when they played against my Steelers, I think that was just hate. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure.
For sure. So I see it now for sure, but I couldn't see it then.
Yeah. No, because you had your goggles on. You had your Steeler goggles on, just basically like, we're better than them. I don't know how they're going to come in here and beat us. Not really just looking from the outside in. So now you looking from the outside. When they playing a different team, you looking like, okay, I could actually see how they can get some things done.
For sure.